to Harvinder Kaur, and she has a lovely bio here. Harvinder has lived happily through decades of writing poetry, articles, and stories published in anthologies like Laughing Buddha, The Grand Indian Express, Poets Traveller, Poetry Train, Mathrubhumi International Festival of Letters Anthology 2019, and other national and international magazines and newspapers. With a Master's in English Literature and an MA from Delhi University, she has had a fulfilling career in education. As a teacher, coordinator, principal, and teacher trainer at premier institutions in India. She has set a nature-driven holistic school in Bangalore, Auroville International School, where there are open classrooms, no uniforms, interdisciplinary approaches, and more. She conducts workshops on creativity, self-exploration, and creative teacher training programs. She organizes and conducts unique methods that are heart-opening gatherings steeped in poetry, art, conversations, and fun. She's crazy about tea, trees, poetry, and the moon. Harvinder will conduct a workshop, Light Comes Through, on creativity at Tasmai Art Gallery tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. And she's also a beautiful and talented photographer. Ladies and gentlemen, Harvinder for you.
Thank you very much. I have to say that you are all by force a captive audience. Nobody will go out. So you might as well listen. I hope this is audible because I can barely hear myself. I'd like to thank my friend Gayatri and Anjuji for this very large-hearted effort of putting this whole thing together. It is not easy, and it really takes a lot. And I think above all, it takes a large heart. With regard to the workshop tomorrow, by the way, somebody was asking me, it is free. You don't have to pay, so you can come. I will read out a little bit of a poetic prose piece on the theme of Earth consciousness. It is something, it's very personal. But I think many people over here will be able to identify with this, especially those people who have moved to Pondicherry or have made transitions in life. And that's probably everybody over here. Very often we speak in Earth consciousness as if we are the people who are going to change the Earth. We are the people who are going to do something about the Earth. I don't think it's like that. I think the Earth shapes us. I think we are guided. We might go a little astray, but I think we don't get it if we think that we are shaping the Earth. We are being shaped. This piece is called Becoming the Song. The goddess must choose you first. The goddess must choose you first. She will pluck you from the cluster of bamboos. That will be your first wound. You will feel uprooted. Your family of bamboos will cry. Some will feel the jerk more. The wound of you being ripped away because your roots were so close to theirs. There will be a gaping hole where you stood. Their sobs, their sighing confusion will haunt you and scare you like serpent hisses. But you will be helpless against all this. You will only know that something or someone is carrying you away, far from your familiar world. Maybe you will begin to recognize the prayer you'd uttered one night and forgotten. A prayer for something different, something more, even if it were distant. Could it be when the wind blew through you, the future whistled in your hollow soul? Perhaps there was a music that was to flow through you. She sees now what needs to be done. She tosses you. turns you, taps you, knocks you around. You feel the harsh hacking when the knots around you are sawed off. She doesn't want them, these knots, these bits of flesh that are a part of you. And what is contained in those fibers, the memories, the tears, the unlaughed laughter, will begin to spill. You don't know what is happening, of course. Only some strange locked mysteries radiating from the places where you've been punctured. Stories begin to spill all over. You are to be scooped from inside. Anything that stands in the way of perfect hollowness will be removed. Anything. You remember the groove where you grew and wonder whether they were better off. Those who grew and died as bamboos and nourished the soil and future shoots with their life and their death. Those who nourished you before you were plucked and left them with the gift of a womb. There will be no answers, no light, only tears no one will see. Mercilessly, she scrapes away inside and outside till you become a perfect hollow cylinder, the kind children like to play with. Perhaps that was the idea. To make you a plaything for some innocent hand. Then she picks you up and punctures you with a pain you've never known before. Makes holes, round holes in you, where bits of you are removed strategically, carefully. There is pain, but it now begins to change to wonder. What is happening? She seems to have plans almost. But how can a punctured piece of bamboo know of the heart of a goddess? So you submit. The pain begins to change. There is a sensation of bits being sawed off. There is a feeling that you are being made into something else. There are times you feel lost. You cannot go back to where you were grown. You have been plucked and cannot be replanted there. You cannot give much to the roots that were hurt when you were first taken. But what will the gods know of human pain? They have what they have. They know what they know. And they do what they do. We have no choice. We submit. She takes sandpaper and polishes you. It begins to hurt less and less. The knots have gone. Only those who know can look carefully at the telltale patterns and know what was once there and how it must have gone. She then makes the final hole, lovingly, away from the others. For whom is this? You still don't know. When she has smoothed you, she pours soothing drops of oil, rubs them in with her godly fingers. The oil seeps into your pores and you begin to shine. You are now ready to be handed over to a dark god with peacock feathers, the clever Krishna, who knows what to do with you. It is when he places you on his lips and breathes into you, you know it all then. What was it like, this journey from the bamboo to the flute? But there is nobody to answer. There is only music. If we have time, just a little bit of time, I will read only one poem. It's a little, the theme in the beginning was a little bit on food, and I suppose it's still related to the theme of the festival. This poem is one poem I'll read. It's titled Jalebi. I presume everybody here has had jalebi. I see some of my friends who are not from India. Have you people ever had jalebi? Do you know what jalebi is? Please take that as homework. You have to go after this and you must have what jalebi is. It's a sweet which is a rather interesting round spirally shape. It's fried and then it's soaked in sweet syrup. It's quite an experience. It's a crispy sweetness. So maybe this will inspire you to taste it. So please, I repeat, the title of the poem is Jalebi and not anything else. The labyrinth of love enticed you. This is the jalebi talking. The labyrinth of love enticed you in the beginning. Your eyes following my curves, like a child tracing a butterfly's path. Your mind sucked into patterns where sweetness lay locked. Each twist, each turn, teasing your Sherlockian mind. I was a puzzle, an ancient script, whispering of a lost, forgotten past, speaking of journeys and spaces you could only dream of. The crispness your tongue relishes now, like stolen kisses, didn't come easy. We all have our fires. We all have our fires baking us to a crispness, burning us, or leaving us raw. Soaking in the pool of nectared sweetness after the fire, I was prepared to quench your thirst for celebration. I was destined to delight. Your mouth, hungry and desirous, reaches out for me in a moment of readiness. A crispy sweetness finally melting upon your lips. You nibble, you devour, till you're satiated, then distracted, putting me back on the plate too soon. It is always too soon. You don't lick your fingers now, you wash them. The world is such a sweet shop, so much to taste, such little time. I lie there, becoming soft, losing the tightness of my skin. My fire mellowed, the sizzling faded, holding a lukewarm sweetness yet. Did you taste them? The rose petals sprinkled all over me? Their freshness shriveled down, the essence of their fragrance retreating deep into the cells. It will take a little more teasing to be quickened to an awakening, like a middle-aged love affair. There are many ways sweetness can come and go. If your lips meet my sweetness in a moment of resonance, we have both found our destination. Thank you.